Good morning, and you're very welcome back to Weekend AM. Now, here at Comic-Con in the RDS in Dublin, it is such a brilliant event, and with me here is Manu Bennett, who stars in Arrow and Spartacus, and also The Hobbit as well. Manu, good morning to you. It is a thrill to have you here at Comic-Con.
Dear Gwitch Island, Dear Gwitch.
How are you keeping? This is not your first rodeo here to Comic-Con. You've been here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm a New Zealand Maori, but I have Irish ancestry. So a couple of years ago, my sister and I came to Clonakilty and County Cork. Hey guys,
there you go.
To do some research on our family.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, of course, talk to me about Arrow, because you were in season 7. Of course, we're moving into season 8. It's going to be screened in October.
Yeah, you know, my character Deathstroke, I'm the one who taught Oliver Queen how to fight, and had all the early. I'm like Darth Vader.
Yeah, you're a villain.
And he's like Luke, but he's like Luke, my son. So we have this very tight relationship. We're sort of the fan favorite relationship. We're coming into the last season. I don't know. It's like the producers give you a call and they say, "Hey, listen, we want to use you. Can you be here next week?" So we'll see what happens.
That's the thing about acting, isn't it? It's very kind of uncertain. You never know when the phone's going to ring, when it's not.
Well, these days the storylines can be leaked so quickly on social media that they like to keep everything completely quiet. And because of my storyline in it, as soon as they would say anything or people would catch wind, it'd be straight out there. Deathstroke returns. Yeah.
Now, you've had a very, very career, and we're going to talk about Spartacus in just a minute. But I was really interested to talk to you. Back in 2012, you did a screen test with Angelina Jolie for Tomb Raider 2. Now, I have met her and interviewed her in person. She's lovely, but what's she like to act alongside with? This is the inside information we want to know.
When I met Angelina Jolie, it was at Pinewood Studios in London. I went into a big studio like this, and she walked into the far door, and I was thinking to myself, like, don't say something stupid, right? and I remember, she had the humility to leave the people behind that she was with and walk all the way across and say hello to me. I found that, most actresses wouldn't do that. Trust me. You got to do the hard work. I don't say it like that, but sometimes it's just, it's one of these things where ego is not involved, and she showed really great humility. I actually ended up breaking my wrist snowboarding, so I missed out on the role, which was like heartbreaking. But the outfit that she wore was actually a backpack. She had this very tight thing around her shoulders, and that was a backpack that I was wearing when I was at the studio. And she went to the... I don't want to talk too long, but hi, Angelina. Too bad we didn't get to work together.
Make sure if Tomb Raider 100 comes out that I want the role. Let's talk to us about Spartacus, because the crowds are coming in here, and there's so many people even looking behind the camera. They're very excited to meet you. So talk us through that role, because you played a druid there.
Yeah, look, I've done a lot of roles. This is all about sharing story. I think the great thing about Comic-Cons around the world is it's modern mythology. I think we hold on to such ancient history as the guidelines of our societies, whereas if you go and see the modern sort of like films and that, we've got great writers that are trying to give us the here and now with story writing and new mythologies and new ideas, and that's why I think it's so popular. All the people that come here celebrate story. Absolutely.
You can see people that have dressed up. There's Star Trek, Star Wars, obviously we have Game of Thrones over there, with Jurassic World, but for you, The Hobbit, that's one I think a lot of people are interested to hear from you and your character, working with Peter Jackson. Manu,
well, I mean,
that's just a tick box in itself, isn't it?
Well, when Peter Jackson rings you up and says, "Do you want to be in his movie?" it's like, well, I missed that one with Angelina Jolie, so maybe I should do this one. Yeah,
what was that
It was an easy decision.
The sets would have been huge, and it would have been shot in your home country as well.
The technology involved, because I did motion capture, it was like being kidnapped by aliens and taken onto a film set on another planet. Really, the money and everything involved was quite extraordinary, but the performance itself, to play Arzog, a giant orc, it really took a lot of experience, as an actor, to be able to inhabit that kind of a giant creature whilst dressed as an idiot in a tight bodysuit, if you can imagine.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's all about your physicality and what you have to bring to the table.
Look at this kid. Hey, kid, come here, quick. Look.
The physicality that's needed. You're live on television, so don't swear.
And he's dressed as my character.
Exactly.
Who are you dressed as?
Deathstroke.
Who plays Deathstroke?
Manu Bennett, you.
There you go. How about that? Are you going to enjoy your day, kid?
Yeah, definitely.
This is why I love to come to Comic-Cons, because, you meet kids like this and you wonder what you did that was important with your job, and this is it, to see a young kid dress up. Thank you, kid. Well done.
Oh, that's so sweet, isn't it? Go and enjoy your day. I have to finish my interview with Manu, but we're going to see you very
I'll
shortly.
sign something for you later, kid. Okay, come see me.
We've only got a minute or two, so obviously, you know, being here means a lot to you as well, which is lovely. There's so many people behind the camera you wouldn't believe, you know.
Yeah, listen, I mean, when you're involved in this industry, you really don't know how much you've touched people and what your stories have meant until you sort of come. This is like the coalface of our industry, you know, to meet the person from the street who sits at home on their couch and watches your show, you know, and it's the litmus test. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Now, you want to do something with me that is a Maori greeting. You'd mentioned that this is something that is important to you and that you share with a lot of your fans.
Well, you know, like the Irish culture, you know, the Maori culture, you know, we have a similar kind of colonial history, and so we like to keep our culture alive and strong as well. So the way that we do a greeting in Maori is called a hongi, and it's where you join breath through the nose.
I'm ready for this.
A little bit like an Eskimo kiss, but it's more of a sharing of the breath. Maori culture, try it at home.
Okay, you want to do this?
You breathe in at the same time through your nostril.
Okay.
And that's a hongi.
Oh, how lovely. What a great way to start a Saturday.
Sloshy.
Guys, we have loads more coming from Comic-Con here in the RDS in Dublin. Manu, thank you so much. Best of luck today, and we'll speak to you shortly. Take care. Oh.
That is a big smile on Lisa Cannon's face.
She's a happy bunny,
She's a happy lady. What a lovely guy. And I loved the little boy coming in as well.
Sweetheart,
Very sweet.
And he knew his Irish.
He certainly
Yeah,
did.
for
Thank
sure.
you for that, Lisa.